It's early. But showing up is half the battle, right? Yeah, I think if you want to be really average at something, then showing up is probably going to be sufficient. You know, it'll get you the bare minimum results, but I don't know if that's what we're actually looking for here. And fun fact, I've never actually been on one of these things. I think for those of us that are trying to excel at something, showing up might be like, I don't know, 5%, but the other 95% is going to be execution. Throughout the years, we've probably all worked with someone that will show up at the job, right? And they're there, they're present, but they're not really adding a whole lot of value. Or someone that's been going to the gym for years and years and they still look the exact same. I get a lot of messages from people asking how I stay motivated to go to the gym every day. And guys, I've been waking up early and going to the gym before work for 3 years now, and there has not been one day where I skipped. There's not been one day where I just hit the alarm and slept in, because I love it here, I really do. But what I have found is sometimes I'll come in here and I'll just kind of go through the motions, whether that be because I'm tired or maybe it's because I got something else on my mind, and that's something that I am trying to be more conscious of and really make the most of my time, because it is so limited, especially when I come in here before work. But like I said, just showing up is probably not going to yield the best results. When a lot of people ask, well, how do you stay motivated to get in there? Well, what's your purpose for coming in here in the first place? If your desire to sleep is more than the desire to come in here, work hard, and achieve the results that you want, then I have a feeling that you don't really want those results after all.
I don't wanna lie. I know when you text me, girl, I don't always reply. Well, you're not an angel either, you can't even fly. I notice you think that you know this.
I don't want to go to school.
They can't see the vision, boy, they must be out of focus. That's a real hot album on me, I wonder who wrote it.
So what would you do? Because he doesn't know what to take for pre-workout. Now, this is a very, very common problem that oftentimes gets overlooked, especially with the amount of options that we have available to us nowadays. Do you want to do Prolific for your pre-workout, which I tell you what, I'm in love with this stuff. Or would you rather make black coffee, which I love as well, add in some Select Cafe? I think this is probably the most underrated PES product out. It's delicious tasting protein with 100 milligrams of caffeine in there. You mix it with coffee, you feel like you can fly. Either way, we're taking high volume because there's no caffeine. Now, could we take both? Yes. Should we? No. But will I? Game plan. We're just gonna do 1 scoop of Prolific. Hey, 1 scoop. That's all I said. And then we'll use the Select Cafe for the poverty milk.
Always hella clowns around here, look like Search Your Soul. Like, this is not the album either, these are just throwaways.
This is such a great song, and I can't even show you guys what I'm listening to anymore, because in a video I did either last week or 2 weeks ago, so many people got mad that my dash was dusty. Some guy left a comment, he was like, Travis, that is disgusting, I am unsubscribing. I'm like, dude, I'm either working or doing YouTube videos almost every second of every single day. It's like, I'm sorry I don't have the time to keep everything 100% clean. I mean, it's not... Let me know what you guys think about this lens. I really hope you like it, because I just dropped a G, baby.
Alright, let me break it down to you right quick.
Shut up.
It's still so cold when it drops, it's gonna be a snow day. I don't usually do this unless I'm turned or I'm hype, but I'm both right now, and I need you in my life. I don't usually do this unless I'm turned or I'm hype, but I'm both right now. No, I don't usually do this unless I'm turned or I'm hype, but I'm both right now. Got me talking about my life. I don't usually do this this last I'm turned or I'm
I want you guys to remember something. Just because you watch someone talk about something on YouTube, that does not mean they don't struggle with whatever subject it is that they dedicate their channel to. If you watch a parenting channel, those people still struggle with aspects of parenting. Or if you watch a lawn care channel, God bless your soul, but they struggle with lawn care from time to time. Or if you're watching a fitness channel, there are definitely things in fitness that I still struggle with. I know a lot of people come to these videos to get advice and get recommendations. I try to give that to you guys, but I'm not perfect. I'm just like everybody else. My biggest struggle is going into the gym and just focusing on the workout. There's so many different things going on, running through my head, and I'll find myself in the middle of a set thinking about something work related or thinking about what I'm going to do for the video that I'm recording for. There's been so many times where I'm in the middle of an exercise and the only thing running through my mind is how I'm going to incorporate it into a video. Now, that's not a complaint at all. This is definitely, I guess, a mixture of passion and a business, if you want to call it that, because I want to make content for you guys, and I don't mind sacrificing a workout every now and again to do that. But more often than not, I need to go in these workouts and think about the actual workouts. And I think the reason I've struggled with this lately is because previously I went into the gym because it was like therapy. It was like a release, and it can still be that, but I need to actually pay more mind to what I'm doing. And without getting into any medications that I should be or shouldn't be taking, I do struggle with staying in the moment and just focusing on one thing, the thing that I should be focused on at that time. With powerlifting, it was a little bit easier because I had a number on the piece of paper and I knew what I wanted to hit, and I'm not really as physique driven. So I think some people go into the gym and they have like this picture of Arnold or whatever bodybuilder they look up to, and then they think about that throughout their workout. They think about their muscles contracting and all that, and that's where I don't really have that same drive. So that is why I wanted to start this series, so I could hold myself accountable to you guys, because now that's going to be the goal, to put on some size, to put on a little bit more muscle, since I'm not able to powerlift right now. I want to have some type of goal. Like I've said before, I've never had a problem just getting to the gym. I love it here. It's like my second home, right? But actually being here when I'm here mentally, that's a different story. So that is what I'm going to challenge myself to do, because I know everyone has different struggles. Maybe for you, it is just getting in here, getting in your car and driving here. So if it is, push yourself. Do something that's going to make yourself overcome that. And I guarantee you that we'll all become better because of it. I think that's about it. So we're off to the grocery store. I have not been to the grocery in weeks. I'm going to be honest. I've just been eating Chipotle almost every single day. But we're going to buy some food because I don't think going to Chipotle is going to add you guys any value. $18.99 for this. Laura, that is absolute savage pricing. So before we can even talk about that, I gotta eat something because I'm so hungry. I can barely speak when I'm well fed. When I'm hungry, it turns into like... You'll have no idea what I'm saying. So this Charge On bar by Complete Nutrition, never had one of these before, figured we'll give it a go. Real food protein bar, 20 grams of protein, 10 grams whole foods, salted caramel cashew. Ooh, you know, it's pretty good. It's not my favorite bar, but what I like is it feels more like it's real food. It doesn't taste as chemically. It's a little bit more natural, I guess. But I would definitely eat these. The one thing I will say about this bar is it seems a little bit more satiating than others, so it's filled me up, which I wasn't expecting for only 250 calories, I think. Now, it's not the best tasting that I've ever had, but I'll definitely take that trade-off any day, which is actually a great segue into this next thing I want to talk about. But before we do that, you'll see I got a little visitor here today. I don't know what he's out there doing, honestly, guys, but I took the L on trying to maintain my own lawn. Not only do I hate it, I suck at it, but I just don't have a whole lot of time, you know? I feel like to do all that stuff, I have to stop making videos, but actually, we're gonna save this topic for another day. Anytime I have food laid out nice and neat, you know it's probably part of a thumbnail picture, and you can probably see the direction I'm going here. We got the healthier foods, the rice cakes, the frozen vegetables, the spinach. Put the potatoes there in the middle because it kind of depends on what type of person you are. It depends on how much of a hippie you are, whether that's clean or not. Cocoa pebbles, which are great. And we got some candy. So I guess the good versus the bad. I've always wanted to do this. I was never allowed to sit on the counter when I was a kid. So now that I own my own house, it feels pretty good, but it's kind of disgusting. Don't come over here and ever eat anything off my countertop, clearly. But the reason that I want to do this little clip right here is because
I don't struggle too much with this aspect of fitness when it comes to eating clean, healthy foods. I honestly love vegetables, rice cakes, potatoes, stuff like that. And I know this seems ironic from the guy that does food challenges every week. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's because I allow myself to have these foods. But for me, my struggle is getting full. I can eat and eat and eat and never feel full. But if I had to choose, Cocoa Pebbles or rice cakes, I would have no problem just picking rice cakes or fruits or vegetables. And to be honest, when you see me buying stuff like candy, I buy this for work to keep in my desk because that's the only way I can get people to talk to me. But the way that I know other people really struggle with food is because that's the only reason a lot of people watch my videos. It's evident in the views. I put out that San Francisco vlog, which was one of my best videos of all time. And I was even holding the donut in that thing. And really, it didn't do very well. But 2 days later, I released a video that was not nearly as good in my opinion, but it had a picture of the thumbnail picture with Dunkin' Donuts in there, just the bag, in a Subway. And it did significantly better. So that's what's drawing people's interest. And I know I give you guys a hard time, but I appreciate anyone that spends any amount of time to watch these videos. I just feel like I can add a little bit more value. And to me, food is not that interesting. I like to eat it, but I don't really like to watch that many videos about it personally. But if I can help you guys in any way, then I'll definitely try to do that. I've gotten some requests from people how to make vegetables taste better. You guys know my #1 trick is Parmesan cheese, but I'll start thinking through some of those things because I do know that some people struggle with this.
Oh my God, more money.
My coworkers are always like, how do you keep this stuff on your desk and not even eat it? Honestly, it's not even really tempting. I don't really think about it much. I know the foods are gonna make me feel good throughout the day, and this usually isn't one of them. All right, had to get my 10,000 steps. I told you guys I was gonna be stepping my fashion up. This is my new favorite movement watch. You guys probably know I've been wearing movement watches for about a year now. And what I like is I know you guys see these all over social media, all over YouTube, but even when I was not working with movement, I was still buying their watches because they're so affordable. That transition would have been so much better if this video was sponsored by movement. Unfortunately, it is not. So it is pretty cool that they agreed to sponsor this video. Now, this is not going to track your steps, but a lot of times what I'll do is I'll get my 10,000 steps pretty early on in the day, and then I'll switch into something like this. During the weekends, it's not as big of a deal unless I'm going out at night, and then I definitely switch over. But at work, it's just not very professional to wear that, at least when you're going to meetings with executives and stuff like that. And I get so many compliments on these watches. I'm talking to you, Tim. Yes, even my coworkers like these things. And I really like the message behind the company as well. They started it from nothing. They were in school. They didn't have a lot of money. Kind of reminds me of how I started this YouTube channel, really, just kind of from the ground up. So if you guys are interested in these watches, they start at $95, and you can tell they do not look like $95 watches. And I'm gonna give you a much better deal, maybe not much better, but a better deal than I've seen a lot of other people be able to offer you. This is free shipping, free returns, and 15% off. All you have to do is go to movement.com/Travis. If you go there, please let me know. I want to get your guys' feedback. And I still see, even when I was not working with them, you guys were still trying to use my discount code. So I'm so glad to be back with them. Enjoy. Okay, enough of me. Back to you guys. If you have trouble eating things that are quote unquote healthy, like cream of rice, sometimes you just have to get creative and add things to it. Yeah, because these foods by themselves don't taste the best. Here are a few things you can add to food to make it taste a little bit better. PB Fit is low calorie peanut butter. It's like 65 calories per serving, excuse me, a lot lower in fat. Stevia, 0 calorie sweetener. Apparently this is a little bit healthier, again, using the air quotes, than Splenda. You guys know my favorite, Select Protein Powder, adds a lot of flavor, but if you don't have that or you don't want to buy it, then you can always use like a 0 calorie sweetener like Walden Farms, but I'm not crazy about this stuff. Usually I'll have to mix it with something else, so that's what I'm going to add, a little bit of this or a lot of bit of this. And overall, that is my biggest tip. Enjoy what you eat. I am going to love every single bite of this. You guys have put up with a lot of talk in this video. Thank you. So the next thing you're going to see is food, and more food. I know you guys always love seeing my salads, but don't worry, it is going to get a little bit more exciting. I'm actually going to try to make something that I saw on Instagram, so you know that's going to be a bad idea. I am so bad about butchering recipes. It's definitely not going to look like the ones I saw on Instagram, but it'll be close enough. So really all I did was scrape out the inside of the potato into a bowl. I will eat that separately. We have some Beyond Meat, which will go in there, as well as, I think they put a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to do the Beyond Meat, the cheese, and then we're ready to throw it in the oven. I'm just gonna put it in there for maybe like 15 minutes. I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I did pick up a new bag of marketing, rice, veggies, cauliflower medley. If the marketers want to help make vegetables cool again, I guess I'm good with them. This is one tip I'd give you guys. If you're new to vegetables, ease your way in. Don't just start eating like raw kale. Maybe start with something like this and kind of slowly progress. You know what's crazy? It is 8 o'clock right now, and look how light it is. Not that that has any relevance to what I'm doing, but that is insane. And I'm gonna call these poverty potato skins. They definitely did not come out like the ones I saw, but they don't look terrible. Good. As far as the bag of marketing goes, I should have stuck to Brussels sprouts. You know what I have not made forever that sounds good is my protein pudding. I have a recipe video on the channel if you guys want to check it out. Essentially, it's just a box of sugar-free, fat-free pudding mix. I can't even remember. I'm not even gonna go back and watch my own video. I'm gonna do 1 serving of almond milk, a serving of Greek yogurt, and a serving of any type of PS like protein that you like. It doesn't even matter what you're making. This is the best part. So besides hanging out with you guys, protein pudding is probably the best decision I made all day.
Oh my God, some more
Do
money.
it for my own homies, they be back home, still homegrown. Trying hard to get back at it, but no one knows where I'm going. Running around like a jaguar, and I'm headed.
The streak has been broken, guys. This has got to be the first time in like 3 or 4 months where I'm not having a poverty brownie. If I stay up much later, I might, but that we're not gonna have one in this video, which is crazy. It just doesn't feel right, but I'm sure I'll be back on it tomorrow. In the comments down below, let me know what your biggest fitness struggle is. I think it'd be helpful for everyone to be able to read through and see what other people are going through, and maybe even be able to provide you guys with some advice. But that's how we're gonna end it. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch. You could have been doing anything in the entire world. You chose to spend a few minutes with me. That is pretty awesome. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it. That really does help me out a lot. And you made it to this point, you had to have liked something right. Click on the videos to the side of me. Hang out a little bit longer. It's always a good time.